There are people out there right now with everything they need to win: the talent, the intelligence, the opportunity, yet they're still stuck in the same place. Not because life is unfair, not because they're unlucky, but because they keep choosing comfort over effort. They avoid the hard path. They delay the uncomfortable decisions. They settle into routines that don't challenge them, and then they wonder why nothing in their life is changing. The truth is simple. Nothing changes because you haven't changed what you're willing to do. You keep telling yourself, I can't stay consistent, I can't stay disciplined, I'm just not built for this. But that voice isn't truth, it's habit. It's a script you've repeated so many times that it feels real. If you were truly incapable, you wouldn't feel restless. You wouldn't feel that pressure inside you pushing for more. That discomfort you feel, that's not weakness, that's potential being ignored. The real issue isn't that you lack ability. It's that you resist what growth requires. You resist effort. You resist discomfort. You resist pushing past the point where things start to hurt. And every time you choose the easy option, you reinforce that limitation. Growth isn't comfortable. It's not supposed to feel good. It stretches you. It drains you. It forces you into situations where you feel uncertain, exposed, and tested. But that's exactly where change happens. The moment your body wants to stop, that's the edge. The moment your mind says, this is enough, that's the doorway. Most people step back at that point. They listen to that voice and stop. But the ones who actually improve, they step forward. They push one more rep, take one more step, make one more attempt, and then they do it again. That's where separation begins. It's not about being the smartest. It's not about being the most talented. It's about who refuses to stop. While others hesitate, they act. While others complain, they adjust. While others wait to feel ready, they move anyway. Right now, somewhere, someone is working harder than you. Not because they're better, but because they've decided not to negotiate with effort. If that doesn't challenge you, it should. Because if you don't raise your standard, you'll keep getting the same results. Life doesn't reward comfort. It tests commitment. There will be moments when everything feels difficult. Moments when progress slows. Moments when it feels like nothing is working. Most people break in those moments not because the situation is impossible, but because they never prepared for difficulty in the first place. They expected things to be smooth. So when resistance showed up, they stopped. But the people who move forward, they expect resistance. They train for it. They build themselves with the understanding that it won't be easy. So when pressure comes, they don't panic. They stay focused. They stay steady. They keep moving. Quitting is always an option. It's the easiest option. But every time you choose it, you reinforce the belief that you can't follow through. And over time, that belief becomes your reality. Not because it's true, but because you've practiced it. The real danger isn't failing. The real danger is losing trust in yourself. Because once that happens, you stop showing up. And once you stop showing up, progress disappears. So at some point, you have to decide. Not later. Not when it feels easier. Right now. You decide that you're done waiting. Done delaying. Done choosing the easier option. From this point forward, you act. Not based on how you feel, but based on what needs to be done. You're tired? Move anyway. You're frustrated? Keep going. You're unsure? Take the next step anyway. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. You don't need perfect conditions. You need consistency. Motivation will come and go. But discipline that's built through repetition. Every time you follow through on what you said you would do, you build trust with yourself. And that trust changes everything. You start showing up differently. You stop doubting every step. You begin to operate with purpose instead of hesitation. Now understand this clearly. Time is not waiting. Every delay costs you something. Every excuse pushes your progress further away. You don't have unlimited chances. You have moments. And this moment right now is one of them. Most people waste it. They convince themselves they'll start later. But later rarely comes. If you want something to change, it has to start now. Because nothing meaningful is handed to you. It's built through effort, through repetition, through staying consistent when it would be easier not to. And none of that depends on how you feel. You're not rewarded for trying. You're rewarded for finishing. That's where most people fall short. They begin with energy, but they don't sustain it. They show up early but disappear when it gets difficult. But the people who actually succeed, they stay until the end. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when they're exhausted. Even when nobody is paying attention. Because that final stretch, that's where the difference is made. So when you feel like stopping, don't treat it as a signal to quit. Treat it as a signal that you're close to growth. That's where the gap is created. You have to make a clear, internal decision. No one will outwork me. No one will outlast me. No one will be more consistent than me. And then you prove that not through words, but through daily action, quietly, repeatedly, without needing recognition. Because talking doesn't change anything. Execution does. And deep down, you already know what needs to be done. You've just been avoiding it. So stop avoiding it. Face it directly. Put in the effort. Take responsibility. Because the version of your life you keep thinking about, the one you want to reach, comes with a cost. And that cost is not occasional effort. It's daily commitment. It's consistency under pressure. It's choosing the harder option again and again. So the real question isn't whether it's possible. The real question is, are you finally ready to do what it takes?